Well, hello there, students. This video is to be used to make up missing the separations lab. And so you should have a lab paper that looks a lot like this. If not, be sure you download it so you can print it off and fill it in, or ask me for paper one and then fill it in with this video. We're going to start with making 3 observations of some iron filings and some salt and some sand, and making, again, 3 physical property observations for this. So you're going to make 3 for each, so a total of 9. So I give you 9 spaces on the paper. Okay, so I want to give you a good look here. Here's iron filings. It kind of looks like coffee grounds, but it's not. It's small, 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 small pieces of iron. Okay, so we practice making physical property observations in class. So there we go. Then we have salt, and you want 3 physical properties of this salt. All right, this is literally just the table salt that we normally have. That's what we got going on there. And then we got sand. And so you can have 3 observations of the sand I have here in this cup going on. Okay. So pause if you need to, and still, write down your observations. Now, in this video, I'm not stopping. So I want you to pause anytime you need to pause so you can write stuff down. Okay. I'm going to take I'm going to call this the mixture container, and I'm going to put it on my electronic balance here. And I'm going to move these out of the way just a moment. There we go. So my scale reads 0. I put the cup on and it reads 1.79. So the electronic balance goes to the hundredths place, 1.79. And that's all an electronic balance tells us. There's no other like we estimate thing, because it's already estimating. So 1.79. Don't forget the label. All our numbers today from this balance should have a label, and I'm measuring mass, so be sure you put the right label on. That'd be grams. Okay, so be sure you've got that. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and put a bit of the iron filings in. So I have a scoop of the iron filings I'm going to put in to my mixer container. There they are. And I'm going to find a new mass, 3.43. Okay. And now I'm going to do the same, but now I'm going to add some salt to it. And so in adding some salt to it, I'm going to have, there we go, 4.68 grams. And so be sure you write down, this is iron and salt in the container, 4.6. Well, I guess I said 8, and now the wind currents are changing it. Hold up. Okay, 4.68 grams. Okay. Yeah, the balance is that sensitive. Like if I breathed heavy on this, it would notice. And I'm going to add some sand. So here's my sand. I'm going to add to it 5.90 grams there. Okay, so you should have those in your data table for number 5. Okay, later on I'll ask you to work with that. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take it, and actually I'm done with mass for a while, so I'm going to remove my balance, turn it off for a moment, and just get it out of our way. And I'm going to stir this up. So I'm just going to take my little stir stick here and do some stirring up, something like that. Stir, stir, stir. Doesn't that look delicious? I hope not, because you're not supposed to eat it. There we go. Okay, so I've stirred it up, and now you're going to make observations about this mixture. Okay, so I'm going to, there you go, pause and make 3 observations about this mixture. Tell me if anything changed with the physical properties. Tell me what kind of change this is, that sort of thing. Be filling out your lab. Okay. Now I'm going to start separating it. So I have a mixture. I'm going to start separating it. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use a magnet. And I have a magnet in a baggie, and you'll see why it's in the baggie. It's for convenience. So I'm going to take my mixture, and I'm going to put my magnet in, something like that. Okay, so I'm trying to tap away the sand, which tends to get caught in between the iron. Check out the big wad of iron, right? Okay, I did use a lot of iron. I'm gonna Again, tap back into my mixture. Be sure I got all the iron. I think I got all the iron. I'm going to try to tap away, gently tap away the sand that also got stuck. Okay, that looks really good to me. Okay, so what I want is I want to know how much mass this iron is. And that means I have to get all these little tiny pieces off. Well, I have a benefit of having the plastic bag here, and that I can take it and check out this magic here. If I wrap the plastic bag inside out around the iron. All right, here goes the magic. Now, when I pull away the magnet is clean and all the iron's in the baggie. Okay. And like I said, I now want the mass of the iron in this baggie. So I'm going to get, apparently I can't open it one-handed. I'm being beat by a lid. There we go. I'm going to turn on my scale again. All right. I'm going to put my baggie and I'm going to try to get most of the bag and the iron to sit on top of the scale. We'll see how well this works. It's not necessarily always the greatest. Let's see what I get. 3 points something. It's still moving because that bag is going to collect a lot of wind. And so the wind's going to like make it move a lot. I'm going to try rolling this up a little, see if that helps. No, don't unroll. It's going to unroll this. Okay, maybe. Except now I can't. Man, I am making more problems for myself than I'm fixing here. Okay. Fold it. Fold it. Will that hold? See if that holds. Yeah. Okay, there we go. That's looking pretty good. I'm waiting for it to settle down. Okay, it has finally settled at 3.02. So 3.02 grams for just the iron in the baggie. Okay, so now I need the mass of the bag by itself. So I'm going to go throw away this iron, and then I would have what the mass of just the bag itself is because the iron's gone. Okay, so I'm back with just the empty bag. I'm going to try to fold it up again. There we go. 2.44 is just the bag itself. Okay, now I'm done with this. So I'm going to put the magnet back in. And there we go. And set my magnet aside. I'm done with my magnet. Now we're going to keep separating the mixture. So put my balance out of the way because now I'm going to be doing some different kind of separation here. So here I have filter paper and a funnel to put the filter paper into. So I am folding my filter paper in half and in half. Okay. And now I've got my filter paper in my funnel and it's going to work. I'm going to take what's in my little cup here and I'm going to add some water to it. Okay, so I've added water to it. I'm kind of trying to swirl it around, make sure everything that can dissolve will dissolve going on there. Okay. And now I'm going to filter it. So I'm going to pour this through the funnel. I'm going to catch it in this aluminum evaporating dish here. And so let's see, this is a final little swirl. It doesn't work amazing, but it works kind of. I want to be careful not to overfill the filter paper. Okay, while I'm here, I can use my little stir stick. So you can see some liquid pouring through the filter paper into the evaporating dish. Here goes more. And what my ultimate goal is to get the entire cup emptied out into the filter paper. And this could take a while. So I'm going to scrape. I'm going to use water as needed. I want to get all the stuff that was in the cup into the filter. I'm actually very close to having that. I'm getting the final little bits of, okay. There we go. I have cleaned out my cup. I'm actually done with my cup. I'll throw that away later. And everything that was in my cup now is here in this filter. And the filter is probably going to catch something, and it's probably not going to catch something. This is a separation technique going on here. Okay. So we are going to sit around and wait for this to filter. It's going to be oh so much fun. We'll actually be done in a few minutes, but if you want to like jump ahead in the video for just a brief amount of time, that's probably just fine. I'm giving what's in the filter a little stir, being careful that I don't poke through the filter because that would not help anything. I hope you see how dirty looking my filter is and how clean looking the water in the evaporating dish is. Now remember, it's only the solid chunks that get caught in the filter. Any dissolved thing, anything dissolved is still going through the filter. Germs, bacteria, viruses, any solid that was dissolved is still going straight through. So it's not like you're ever going to be able to, go camping and find a muddy puddle and put it through a filter and have safe drinking water. It is certainly not safe. It'll be cleaner from dirty looking stuff, but it will not be safe for drinking. Okay, so we're going to keep going until all the water goes through. And I'm getting close. I wonder if I can get you like a closer up view here. I'm going to try get you closer. So you can see there's just a little bit of liquid now left in the bottom of my filter. And again, I'm kind of going to gently stir. I'm not trying to poke a hole in my filter. I wouldn't want to do that. I'm just making sure the water gets to that filter. Okay, that's actually looking really good right there. So notice how it's not necessarily dry. I don't want to say it looks dry because it doesn't. It definitely looks like there's still water on the filter and in the sand, but there's no puddles of water. There's nothing that I would expect now to still go dripping through that filter. So now we're going to put this on a hot plate. So I'm going to get you over here to the hot plate. So there's my hot plate. I'm going to put my dish carefully, put my evaporating dish on an incredibly hot, super hot plate. Go figure, hot plate that's on is hot. Okay, I can't get it to stop shaking. It will stop in just a moment. All right, so there we go. Look at that. It is actually like boiling the water already. So we call it an evaporating dish because we're actually forcing the water to evaporate very quickly. That's the point, is to speed up the evaporation rate by putting it on a hot plate. But I totally, if I was willing to wait, I could have just left this on the counter and just let it evaporate normally. That would have worked. It just would have taken a whole lot more time. So we're going to just let this evaporate. How am I going to know when I'm done? I am literally waiting till there's no more water looking stuff left in that container. So while you're watching this, I'm just going to be moving my other materials out of our way that we no longer need. Okay, now something to do for certain. I hope you already did. But while we're waiting on that to evaporate, why don't you pause and make sure you've made some observation about this filter here. So I'm going to pull it out and I'm going to open it up, and you need to make some observations about what you see now. Try not to spill anything. There we go. You can make some observations about that while we wait for the evaporation to happen. So if you've not yet, be sure you pause and make observations about that. Remember the old saying, a watched kettle never boils? Well, we are watching it boil. Good news is it's a lot more entertaining than just a kettle where you don't get to see anything happening. And it's actually very much almost done. I hope you see there's very little water left in there. I also hope you see there's like a color change coming on to it, and that's going to be important for you to know. Okay, so since it's hot and the water's now gone, there's the water gone. I'm going to pull it off. I'll let you see what it looks like here. Okay, you got a good look at it. I'm waiting for this to cool enough that I can put it on the electronic balance again to know its mass. How do I know when it's that cool? If I can touch it, it's cool enough to put on and find the mass of. So I'm literally just waiting until it is cool enough to touch. If you have not made, yep, there we go. If you've not made observations yet, you might want to. I'm going to try and show you several sides of this. And make some observations. Okay, like I can totally touch this. This is done. Okay, so now that's cool. I'm going to put it on the balance, the electronic balance here. And I see, so this is number 18. So number 18 is 3.59. And now I would think I'm done, except I realize I forgot to tell you the mass of the original. Okay, so I'm going to go wash this out real fast and dry it out real fast. And then I'm going to bring it back and we're going to have be able to get the mass of the original. Okay, I'm back with it clean and dry. Okay, I made sure it was dry so the water doesn't do anything. And I'm going to put it back. So this is back on number 12. This number that I'm about to say goes on step 12. Step 12 is 1.74 grams. Okay, so sorry about skipping that step. I just got so excited about doing the filtration that I totally forgot to measure that. But there you go. You have all that you need to make up this lab now. Be sure you use the video well, pause it where you need to pause it to make observations. On the third page, there is calculations to do. Be sure you show your work and use the rules for sig digs when you're adding subtracting because you're subtracting. So use the correct rules. Give you a hint. It's not the rule where you count up the amount and you round to the least. That is not the correct rule. Use the other one. Okay. Here there's a step 5. Here there's a step 9. Be sure you read your data tables in the lab, which I was giving you all along. Read them well so you know which ones to calculate. And be sure you fill out this whole page. This is all part of the lab. Everything front to back is to be filled out and turned in to me as soon as possible, because otherwise you'll have a 0 and you don't want that. Good luck.